Look at this big mama. Nice Holden cow. I've said it in past videos, but these Holdens are all just big framey cows. I'd like to see that forerunner a little bit better, but that's a good milk cow right there. Real good. Just had a nice heifer calf, ready to go to work. All right, guys, well, we are up in our haymow here. You guys have never actually been up here, but this is above our original tie stall barn. For reference, got the new barn, the old barn harvest stores. So kind of down here. Let's see if I can get over there without falling through anything here. Probably a risky play on my part. Yeah, hold on. We're just gonna take her nice and slow across this floor. All our wean calves are down there. So that's that old barn. Below us, there's nothing. There's nothing in the original tie stall barn, but all of our water lines are still down there. So I just came up with a skid steer. There's a handful of holes. This floor needs to be redone probably this summer. We ought to come through and replace a bunch of the planks. Just because skid steers are getting heavier and you put these big bales of hay on them, and you know, that's a lot of weight. So a lot of these planks need to be replaced. But what I did here is I just came up, I took some straw from that side. We generally stay away from this side. The floor is significantly worse over here, which is a shame because I'd actually like to get some of these bales out of here. Maybe this summer, like I said, after we get some of the planks replaced, I can come over here. But kind of throw back to my tie stall days, I wanted to get some of these holes covered up to keep the heat in that lower barn where those water lines are. So I brought the skid steer up and I just kind of lined up some straw. There was a big hole right here, so I put 2 bales of straw over that. And there was a broken bale, so I kind of covered up another little hole that was right here. So that's covered up, and now I'm gonna get these doors shut up, keep the heat up here. Going back to the tie stall days, at home, we used to put, you know, a bale of hay on top of our, used to put a bale of hay on top of our haymow chutes every night to keep the heat down. You know, it's the little things that go a long way with keeping water flowing. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this. We came up here and spent a minute, covered up some hay. You could see just the breeze that's coming in through these doors. So I'm gonna get these doors shut. A lot of heat will come in through that opening over there from the calves, kind of help keep all of this, you know, warmer. Now the water still freezes when you get down into the lower 20s, but like I said, every little bit counts. And if we can get one more day without frozen water, it really makes a big difference. The floor over here is in significantly better shape. This has a bigger planks lining it. Like I said, this is probably what we'll have to do on the other side, but this is just some dry grass hay that we feed to our wean calves in our first barn in the barn. Those of you guys that watched my video yesterday, I said that we had some alfalfa that got rained on and dusty. There's probably, I don't know, another 10-15 bales here of stuff that they got before it got rained on. So this stuff here is really nice alfalfa. It's a little faded, obviously, from being in the sun, but this stuff will probably go to the heifer barn. Our youngest pen down there, we'll give them that. The younger guys, they prefer the softer grass hay, but that bigger group, they can eat up some of this alfalfa. And this was our goal when we purchased that stuff, was, you know, get some nicer alfalfa. But like I said, that stuff ended up getting rained on and went downhill. So anyways, this is our haymow. Floor's covered up, doors are gonna get shut. Hopefully that'll hold the heat in. All right, well, I gotta go cut some plastic back on the corn. But after that, I may attempt to spread some manure. Sitting at 24 degrees. The ground's pretty frozen right now. No, that doesn't mean it's gonna be frozen out in the field, but we might try it, and we might have to move heifers. So I'm not totally sure, but either way, I'm gonna get this tractor started up, because either one, I'm going to spread and I'm going to want it warm, or two, I'm going to pull this tractor over by the barn and we will run a power cord out to it and get it plugged in. Next week, we're going to be down in the single digits at night. So this thing should be plugged in so we can spread and not have to worry about things starting. So this tractor has not got its winter service yet. We are on the ad line, just above the ad line. So before we get to spreading, we should put some in, but it's got enough to start it up and get it warmed up. If she'll start, I don't know. This tractor's kind of a tough starter. Whew. And it's been sitting now for, I don't know, probably 3 weeks, I guess it's been since we spread. There we go. All right, rock on. We're gonna let this thing warm up. All right, got the corn pile all cut and defaced a bunch more for Jack. So that should be ready to go. We're almost to the back of this wall here. This wall goes another probably 5-10 feet, and then we'll start cutting over into that. Our haylage is right here. We kind of brought the corn to there, and our haylage is right there. We're working from that end this way. So we'll probably, like I said, once we get behind that wall, we'll cut around so that way we can kind of clean out. And it's kind of a puzzle. These bunks weren't really built for our size. They were built more for 150 cows, and we've just kind of added on to them over the years. So it's kind of a puzzle when it comes to how to put feed in and how to take feed out. But we're getting there. We're almost to the back of this wall, and then, like I said, we'll probably curve around that wall and get up to that haylage. So when we get back, water's not trapped back there. It's got a place to get out if it does rain. So another job checked off the list here before the snow and cold comes. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and give this a try. Crusty, I wouldn't say frozen. We're not leaving tracks right now. I would not be surprised if we were leaving tracks as we get that way. But we're gonna play it by hour here. If it gets too bad, we stop. But every load we get out, it's one less load to get out. This is the big flat here. What I've got, I'm right here by the heifer barns. I'm gonna work my way that way. Got short rows, so you can't really see. There's a ditch that runs right here. You can kind of see that little pile of stuff there. There's a ditch. So these are the short rows, and then the rows get real long over there. I've got to do these short rows yet. I've hit the long rows already. We are gonna go right down and just crawl along and paint it, put it on real heavy. So you can see it is thicker than thick. This thing will usually spread 60 foot wide. We're probably only at about 40 right now. It's just real thick manure, which is good, better than home water. Especially with sand manure, the first like half a dozen loads are always just straight putting, and it kind of thins out as you go. Yep, we're just gonna play it by hour here. Grandpa's out here in his excavator shaving off the any little ruts and tire marks from when it was frozen. He already did it down here. That is a nice smooth driveway. There's nothing better when you're hauling manure than a smooth driveway, period. People lose a lot of efficiency and a lot of money with rough driveways. It really beats on equipment. So even though it seems like a lot of time and stuff like that, he's got the excavator, and it's a perfect job for him to come out and do on a real cold day. And I mean, you can see he just leaves it smooth as can be down through there. Now when it does really freeze good, it's frozen right now, but I mean, it's not supposed to thaw out for the foreseeable future. The driveway will be a nice frozen smooth surface. That'll really make a big difference. So that's awesome. I'm super pumped that he's doing that, because I'm assuming next week we'll probably fire up the truck and try to get some of this manure taken further from home. And like I said, bouncing in and out of a rough driveway, that is the worst. So shout outs to Grandpa, hell yeah. I've said it before and I'll say it again, having the big rubber on this manure spreader makes the world of difference. You can see it's kind of sinking in a little bit. This is where our old spreader with the narrower tires would have been leaving 18-inch ruts. Having that just massive footprint of those duals, or of the tandem on this spreader, you just float. Even when it sinks in a little bit, the tractor will sink in long before the manure spreader will. Now granted, this manure spreader sinking in 4 or 5 inches, it pulls hard because that's a lot of surface area digging. But no, having these big rubber tires makes the world of difference. So we're picking right along here. I think this is load number 6. I mean, we might be shut down after lunch. We'll see. It's hanging right out at 28 to 30 degrees. It's like 80 in this cab, which is a nice change. But yeah, picking away at her. But I just wanted to point out again, as I will anytime it's at all marginal, I love this spreader because of those tires. I realize you can get wide tires on more than just a Noon, but Noon's kind of the starter with a real big rubber like that. So then when I get done, I pop open that rock trap underneath the spreader, and it dumps anything out that didn't want to bump, any debris that was in there, and a lot of sand. The sludge kind of flows out to the front. So hammering down here, staying afloat for now. Got a pretty solid bowl of chili here for lunch. It's a big ol' hell yeah. Made it on Sunday. Got some Ritz crackers in there. Pro tip for chili. Maybe this is common sense. I never knew. Put bacon in your chili. Just a pro tip. You'll thank me later. All right, well, it's after lunch now. I thought for sure it was gonna be greasy. And we are still floating on top. The headland is getting a little slimy just on the top from where I'm driving. And the one thing I don't want to do is track mud onto the road. So I may go out a separate driveway, that way, just to try to knock any mud. But right now my tires are good. It's just if I go back down the headland that I'm coming in, I'll pick up some of that mud from where I was, where I've been running on all morning. So for now, we're gonna keep on keeping on here, as Andy Horrigan would say, and see what we can't get moved. I think we're at 11 loads, so we're right around that 100,000 gallon mark. So it's better than I expected to get today. Well, I had a chocolate Pop-Tart for an afternoon snack, but it's gone. It's not late afternoon yet. I don't know where it went. So happens every time. Nothing sticks around to the afternoon ever. So oh well. As you can see, we're rocking along. It's crusty. It's about 2 inches of crust on top, underneath the tires. Like I said, it's kind of breaking through, but we're not leaving tracks. And it's actually starting to get colder now, so that's good. I hopped in my truck to find that late afternoon snack Pop-Tart, and my truck said it was 25. So yeah, we're cooling off. I think we are in the clear now. Potentially get to spread again tomorrow and keep picking away at it. It'd be nice to get that lagoon empty so we can start digging sand out of there and start filling that baby in. All right, guys, well, that field that I was spreading over here, I got all the way down to where Caleb spread a whole bunch of pack manure last week. I don't know, they hauled like 25, 30 loads out there, and that pack manure insulated the ground just enough where it's not completely froze through yet. So I am going to attempt to go over to that field there. To get to that field, I got to go up the road in front of Grandpa's house there, cross over by our scales, and we'll see what that field's like. That hasn't really had any pack manure, any real action at all since we chopped it. So we're gonna swing in there and see. The only thing I worry about, you can see that dip right there, that goes the whole length of the field up the hill, and it's a much bigger dip than it looks from here. It's quite a downhill slope, which I'm not overly concerned about because by the time I get to it, I'll probably be half empty. I'm more concerned about being able to pull up the other side. But yeah, we'll go over there and kind of experiment. I don't think, I've only ever actually spread on that field once. In the past, we've hired in a drag line and they've always drag lined that field. Or it's been triticale a lot and it just ends up getting plowed under and corn put on it. We often spread sand there as well when we dig sand out of these lagoons. It's a nice field to take sand to, and we put enough sand on it where we don't need to put any liquid on it. So this will be, I think, my second or third time ever pulling a tank over there, my first time with this Noon. So yeah, we're gonna go over there and experiment. Hopefully it's rock solid and we don't have any issues. So yeah, wish me luck. All right, well, it seems like this field is quite a bit firmer than the last one. Kind of see the dip works down through there. I did no-till in some cover crop down in the dip just to kind of do a little bit of soil erosion prevention. Once we get a little bit further down, probably 60, 70 yards or so, I will stop spreading for probably the 50 foot at the bottom of that dip. It's kind of manure high risk runoff area, so we won't spread the very bottom of that dip. But these top 6 or 7 loads we could spread continuously all the way through. I'm only going to haul probably a few more loads here tonight. Like to get this rig greased and rinsed off. You can see well, I'm not going to get the fenders cleaned off, but the windows are pretty filthy and my hood is a little bit muddy before it freezes up. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see how much time I end up having. Maybe I'll try to blast those fenders off, but that's kind of inevitable when you're spreading direct like this, where you're kind of hustling to and from the lagoon. But anyways, yeah, so this is going to work out all right. Like I said, get a few more loads out and we'll call it a day. But overall, I think we ended up putting, can't really see down there, I think we ended up with like 27 loads. So that was a pretty solid little jog down there. I'm actually going to stop spreading this dip already. You can see it kind of finds its way down there anyways. Not that it's going, I mean, it's got 1.5 miles before it gets to the creek, but just, I don't like manure running. So yeah, once we get kind of down to about here, maybe we'll shut her down, get through her. I've caught the wind the wrong way a few times already, so my windows are in this bladder, but I need to just kick her back on. It'll still find its way there, eventually, but I don't know. The map for this field, like I said, a little further down, but shows us having a high risk area down there that we don't like to spread in. So that's what we're gonna do. As I've said many times, someday we'll have injectors on this thing, so there's a little less to worry about. There's still a risk, but less. But for now, this is what we're gonna do. Actually just came to the lower half of this field. These rows kind of get shorter as you go. I just wanted to get a feel for this bottom part of this field. After looking at it, I'm tempted to just go to the top and spread the other side of the dip going downhill. Because once I get through the dip, then I'm trying to finish my load off the opposite direction. I just kind of think if I could, spread down about halfway so it was 1 load per cross there, I don't know, that might be the way to go. It's smooth enough where I don't think I'm going to be slamming and jamming going across the corn rows, but I don't know. I guess we'll kind of find out. On the bright side, my little bit of no-till wheat, triticale, whatever was in my drill at the end of the season came up nice. It's not a no-till drill. I kind of just wung it because I had to clean out my drill, but yeah, that worked out pretty nice. Down here, I'm not worried about spreading through the dip because there's not much slope that way anymore. And it's currently 20 degrees. The stuff's going to freeze pretty soon anyways. But all in all, I think I should be able to go pretty much anywhere I want in this field tomorrow. So that is good news. See, this is the problem. I'm nowhere near the end, and I'm nowhere near full. Maybe if I turn like this, kind of angle my way. Yeah. Maybe that's what we'll have to do. Kind of just angle our way this way. Also, don't be alarmed by the pond. No part of this field slopes to that pond except this little dip right here, which we will stay well away from. I'm only gonna haul one more load, guys. It's 4:15 now. It's gonna take me 20-30 minutes to get this thing topped off with fuel, greased, and rinsed off. So we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like and subscribe button. Be watching tomorrow. Ty is gonna be home, I think. He lives in this house back here. He would be my wife's cousin's boyfriend. He's got a drone. You follow him on TikTok. At one point it was T. Heine, it was Heine Films. I'm not really sure. I think it's one of those names on TikTok, but does really, really good drone work. So potentially tomorrow he might throw the drone up in the air. We'll see. Don't know if we'll have enough time. You know, a pretty decent little Saturday. Gonna go to Home Depot. Will Ferrell, old school. Anyways, guys, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.